Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the next session. In the previous session, we have studied objectives of management and importance of management. In today's session, we will proceed with nature of management. That is, we will try to understand, is management an art or science or a profession as well? To begin with, management as an art. What is art? Art is the skillful and personal application of the existing knowledge. Let me give example of few art forms. Singing, dancing, sketching, drawing, painting, public speaking, acting. These are all example of art. What are they? They are skillful and personalized application of knowledge. Dancing has its own knowledge, singing has its own knowledge, public speaking, acting, it has its own knowledge. So you are applying that knowledge over the respective art form. And how are you going to acquire this knowledge? It can be acquired through study, observation, and experience. Let us see features of art. Existence of theoretical knowledge. Let it be any form of art. There is presence of theoretical knowledge. Don't you think that there is literature available on dancing, singing, public speaking, acting? When we speak about art, we just have a look over the application of knowledge. We do not much concentrate in general. We do not much concentrate on the existing theoretical knowledge, but there is presence of theoretical knowledge as well for the various forms of art. That is why there are dancing schools, singing schools. You can get your graduation, your bachelor degree, your master degree in various forms of art as well. It means what? In order to get the concerned degree in the respective art form, you need to attend the examination. That examination will be based on practical exam as well as theoretical exam. If you are attempting theoretical exam as well, it means what? There is presence of theoretical knowledge as well for all the forms of art. This is the first feature of art. Art has its theoretical knowledge, and these theoretical knowledge, these principles, basic principles, they are derived by the experts. Next is personalized application. Even though there is theoretical knowledge, the usage of this basic knowledge and the application of this basic knowledge differs from individual to individual. There is personalized concept, personalized application. What does it mean? Okay, assume that two dancers have been given a same song to be choreographed. Do you think that both the dancers choreography will be same? No, it will be different. Even though they are choreographing on the same song, but their choreography will differ. Why? Because they are applying their knowledge along with the basic knowledge. The application of that knowledge will differ from individual to individual. Assume that two actors have been given a script and they have been asked to act using that script given to them. The way both the actor will act on the same script will differ. Why? Because even though both of them have acting skills, the application of their skill will differ from one actor to another actor. It means what? Even though there is presence of theoretical knowledge, the application of that knowledge will differ from one individual to another individual. Based on practice and creativity. Do you think that a person will read a book based on dancing? Another person will read a book based on acting, and some other person will read a book based on singing. Now, will they be called as an artist? No, only reading or having of theoretical knowledge is not sufficient. You need to practice that art form. You need to practice that dancing. You need to practice singing. You need to practice painting. Only then you will be called as an artist. Art is not just having theoretical knowledge, it is application of that theoretical knowledge as well, and that application of knowledge you will be doing in your best only when you practice it. And just practicing is also not sufficient. You need to bring creativity in the application of that theoretical knowledge as well. So art is not just based upon having theoretical knowledge. You need to apply that theoretical knowledge. The application can be done with continuous and regular dedicated practice, along with involvement of creativity in the application of that theoretical knowledge. Now, let us see which features of art are similar to management. Can we call management as an art? Okay, which was the first feature that we studied with regard to art? Art has existence of theoretical knowledge. Does management has existence of theoretical knowledge? Obviously, you people are studying principles of management. Why? Because there is availability of theoretical knowledge over this. You can get a lot of literature available on the various areas of management, marketing, finance, human resource. You can get a lot of literature available on the various functions of management. What does it mean? Like art, even management has presence of theoretical knowledge. So, first feature of art is similar with management. Now let us see second feature. Which was the second feature of art? Personalized application. Now, even though the managers have studied the theoretical aspect of management, the way of application of that theoretical knowledge will differ from one manager to another manager, obviously. Assume that there are two MBA graduates and they want to become manager in the future. They are attending an interview. In that interview, the interviewer will give them a case study. Okay, the problem is in a particular company, the employee turnover rate is high. Why? Because of lack of cooperation between superior and subordinate. This is the situation that has been given for both the MBA graduates. Now, even though both are MBA graduates, even though both of them have studied management concept, the solution that will be given by both the MBA graduates will differ from each other. Why? Because the application of that knowledge will differ. The presence of theoretical knowledge might be same, but the application will differ, because application of knowledge is not just based upon the theory, it is based upon creativity, innovation as well. It means what? The second feature of art matches with the management. Now let us see third feature. Which was the third feature of art? Based on practice and creativity. Suppose a person will read entire management concept. He cannot be called as a manager. A good manager is one who will work through a combination of continuous regular practice, creativity, imagination, initiative, and innovation. Only presence of management concept knowledge is not sufficient. He need to practice it. He need to apply his creativity. Application of the knowledge in the light of the realities of the given situation is very essential for a manager. He must study the critical situation. He must formulate his own theories and come up with a solution that will overcome the hurdle. Hence, the third feature of art also satisfied by management. It means what? We can conclude that management is an art. Now, let us see, is management science? Management as a science. What is science? Science is systematized body of knowledge that explains certain general truth or the operation of general laws. For example, if you throw any object, it will definitely fall back on the ground. Why is it? It is because of the gravitational force. This has been explained in science. It means what? Science is a body of knowledge that will explain you certain general truths. The first feature of science, systematized body of knowledge. Obviously, science is a systematic body of knowledge. You have studied science till your 10th standard, right? Now you have opted for commerce, but still till your 10th standard you have studied science. What did you study there? You studied the principles that are based on cause and effect relationship. Okay, they have given the same example here. An apple falling from a tree towards the ground is explained by law of gravity. Every action has equal and opposite reaction. All of these principles, they are based on cause and effect relationship, and there is theoretical knowledge available on science. It means science is systematic body of knowledge. Second, principles based on experimentation. Obviously, all the scientists, they did not give their contribution towards the science randomly. They developed their study through continuous observation by repeated experimentation under controlled condition. After their observation and experimentation, and they gave their study. It means what? The scientific principles are based on experimentation and universal validity. It means what? These scientific principles, they have universal application. Let us take the same example again. An apple will fall from a tree only in your city or your place or in the other place of the world as well. This principle is universally applied. In the same way, whatever principles we study under science, they have universal validity and application. Now, let us see, does management satisfies the features of science? Which was the first feature of science? Systematized body of knowledge. Yes, management is also systematic body of knowledge. Management also has its own theory, has its own principle, which has been developed over a period of time. You are studying management concept, theory, principles. It means what? Management also has its own theoretical knowledge. In science, you will find terminologies. It means the words that are related to science itself. In the same way, Even management has its own vocabulary of terms and concept. So, the first feature of science is satisfied by management. That is systematic body of knowledge, availability of theoretical knowledge. Now let us see second feature. Principles based on experimentation. Okay, whatever principles of management we study, these principles of management are also based on experimentation and observation by the management thinkers. In the next chapter, we will be studying 14 principles of management, that is Henry Fayol's 14 principles of management, F.W. Taylor's scientific management. These principles that are being propounded by the various management thinkers, they did not give it randomly. They were working in one or the other organizations, and through whatever experience they had working in that organization, working with the people, and through continuous observation, they gave us scientific management and 14 principles of management. It means even management principles are based on experimentation. But since management deals with human beings and human behavior, you cannot predict exactly what would be the outcome of these experiments. Why? Because human beings' nature differ from each other, behavior differ from each other. You can apply principles of management, but you cannot predict exactly what would be the outcome. Hence, the use of principles of management is not universal. These principles of management are applied by the managers all over the world. The application of principle of management is there by all the managers in any country, but the outcome cannot be predicted. Hence, it is said that it is not universal. The application of principle of management need to be modified according to a given situation. Because of this, you can tell that management is an inexact science. In the next class, we will study, is management a profession?